Hello coders, I hope you are coding well. In the previous video, we added project relationship in the user entity, and in today's video, we will create a method to create an employee or manager in our admin service. So let's get started. So in our Spring Boot application, to create the create user method, we need to create admin service. And to do this, we will right click on our services package and we will choose a new Java class and we will name this class as admin service. And after this, we will annotate this class with @service annotation, and then we need to inject user and project repository in this service. And to do this, we will choose @auto-void annotation, and then we will write private. And first of all, we need to import user repository, and we will import it from our repository package, and we will name this as user repository. And after this, we will again use @auto-void annotation, and this time we need to import project repository, and we will again import it from our repository package, and we will name this as project repository. And after this, we will start creating a new method, and this method will return user DTO, and we will name this method as create user. And in the params of this method, we will accept user DTO, and we will import it from DTO package, and we will name this as DTO. And in the body of this method, first of all, we need to check if this user already exists. And to do this, we will create a boolean variable, and we will name this as exist. And after this, we will use user repository, and we will call a method find by email. And in this, we need to pass the user email, and we can get this by calling dto.getEmail. And then to check the presence, we will call isPresent method. And after this, we need to check exist variable, and if user is already present by email, then we need to throw an error. And to do this, we will write if condition, and in this we will check exist, and if this is true, then we need to return an exception. And to do this, we will write throw new, and in this case we will throw entity exist exception, and for the message we will give this as user already exists. And if user does not exist in the DB, then we can go and create a new user. And to do this, first of all, we need to get the project, and to do this, we will create one optional variable, and this will be of project, and we will import it from entities package, and we will name this as optional project. And after this, we will use our project repository, and we will call a method find by id. And in this, we need to pass the project id, which we can get from the DTO. And to do this, we will write dto.get project id. And now we need to check the availability of our optional project, and to do this, we will write if condition, and in this we will use our optional project, and we will call a method is present. And after this, in the body of this if condition, we can create a new user, and if our optional project is not present, then we need to throw an error. And to do this, after this if condition, we will write throw new, and in this case we will throw entity not found exception. And after this, for the message, we will give this as project not found. And now we will go back to the if block, and in this, now we need to create a new user. And to do this, we will write user, and we will import it from entities package, and we will name this as user, and we will initialize this by calling new user method. And after this, we need to set the data in this user. And first of all, we want to set the user role, and to do this, we will call set user role method, and we can get this user role from the DTO. And to do this, we will call dto.get user role method. And after the user role, we will set password, and after the password, we will set email, and after the email, we will set name of the user, and at the end, we need to set the project. And to do this, we will use user, and we will call a method set project, and in this we will pass optional project dot get. And after this, we need to save the user, and to do this, we will create a new user object, and we will name this as user created, and then we will use user repository, and we will call save method, and in this we will pass the user. And after this we need to convert the user created into the user DTO and return from this method. And to do this we will write return statement and then we will use user created, and then to convert it to the DTO we will call a method get DTO. And with this our create user method is completed in the admin service. And now let's run our Spring Boot application. And as you can see our application is up on port 8080 without any errors. And that's it for today's video. In the next video we will create admin controller and we will complete this create user API by creating a new endpoint, and then we will test this API in the Postman.